Hey, Coach, you're 6-1 right now. Peaburg and TMP left on your regular schedule. How's your team doing, and how's your injuries holding up?
You know, it's that time of year. Everybody's kind of bumped and bruised a little, but for the most part, we've been pretty fortunate. Hopefully it stays that way. Obviously, big game coming up this week, so got to get ready for it.
All right. Hey, you beat Russell last week 31-7. Your thoughts on that game, and how'd your team perform?
You know, I thought for the most part we did pretty good. They were trying to kind of milk the clock to keep the ball out of our hands a little, and I thought our offensive line did a very good job. We were able to run the ball very effectively on them. A couple of turnovers that didn't help us any, but I thought we answered the call in the second half. We started the second half with a fumble, and they scored their only touchdown right then, but it was 12-7, and we were able to score 3 touchdowns that quarter and kind of put it out of reach.
Kind of take it out of hand. Okay. All right, hey, number 3 here. You've got Peaburg this week. They're 7-0. You're 6-1. It's a big Highway 36 game. MCL game as usual. Your thoughts on them, and what have you seen on film?
Well, obviously, they're a tremendous team. They have been for the last several years. They've got a lot of talent, and they got a lot of depth, a lot of kids out. You know, they're returning a lot of guys from last year. They play well offensively. They're just a juggernaut when it comes to running. So many guys can carry it, whether it's the halfbacks, the fullback, the quarterback, and then defensively, they're just extremely aggressive and physical, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game. All right, so what's the keys to a Blue Jay win on Friday night?
Well, we can't have any turnovers. We can't really make a lot of mistakes at all. We have to play a pretty perfect game in order to beat a team like Phillipsburg, and then, you know, you always want to hopefully catch some breaks and make some plays that maybe we're not used to making.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep.
All right, Coach. Hey, you're 7-0 right now. You're off to a great start. How's your team doing, and how's your injuries going so far?
You know, I think we're in good shape so far, injury-wise. We're about as good as we can be. We lost one of our linemen early in the year, in Nick Armit, so we adjusted to that a little bit. And then we've lost a couple of JV kids due to injury, but the guys up front are controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball and doing some nice things.
All right. Hey, you beat TMP last week in a wild score from what I can see, 81-33. High-scoring game. Most likely your JV got some playing time. How was that game, and how did your team perform?
Well, you know, I thought offensively we really performed well. We obviously gave up some throwing yards to TMP, but they're very sound in their throwing game, so it was a good test for our secondary and our linebackers. And, you know, I thought defensively we really played well against their run. I think we shut the run down with our 5 front guys. So we've got to improve a little bit this week on the defensive side, especially in the secondary. So, you know, we played well. We had some very good special teams plays, and then we gave up a few special teams plays. So there's work still to be done, but we're playing pretty well overall.
All right, you've got Norton this week. They're 6-1. They beat Russell 31-7 last week. Your thoughts on them, and what have you seen on film?
You know, they're a very good football team, obviously, when you're 6-1, and they've got some good athletes across the board there with Reuter and Petrie. The Ocker kid's got a big motor. Their receivers catch the ball well, sit down in holes and stuff like that. So we've got a big challenge defensively. We feel like we need to be able to control the ball offensively and run the ball. You know, it's supposed to be really windy. So that may be a factor, may not. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, you kind of answered my last question already, but I got to ask you anyway. Keys to a Panther victory on Friday?
Well, you know, I think obviously the big thing is we got to control their playmakers. Reuter and Petrie run a stretch option is what we call it, in a Husker stretch option. It's a dangerous play for us, and those guys got speed that can break away. So we got to be sound and got to be reading correctly defensively, and then, you know, offensively we can't turn the ball over. We've been very good so far in that area, and got to continue that. And then last year we beat them on a couple of special teams plays, so it could come down to special teams again.